Did you just see that? Did you see what just happened in the Madrid game? Holy fuck, man! That was absolutely insanity. I'm on my own in my office. I just looked around for someone to grab. Groot, you'll do, mate. Mental, absolutely mental. That was ridiculous. City reached the top 8 thanks to the most insane ending I have ever seen in a football game. Madrid down to 9 men. Mbappe kicks the ball out the keeper's hands, by the way, tries to get a goal, which some people might have even given. It ends up with a free kick. The goalkeeper comes up for Benfica, heads it into the back of the net to make it 4-2, which on goal difference puts Benfica through, which also puts Manchester City through in the top 8. Utter insanity, but absolutely brilliant. Honestly, I fucking love football. Football is utterly insane. What a crazy way to get there. And of course, it's Jose Mourinho as well, who's been incredible form for Benfica since he returned there as manager. Not returned, returned to Portugal as manager. Mental. Absolutely mental, but brilliant drama. Sensational. Oh, unbelievable. I guess you all turned on and watched it as well, didn't you? I went straight over to that stream, and that is just the beauty of football, man. Like, the City game's pretty forgettable, whatever, but the drama of that is utterly special. Like, the fact that they were beating Real Madrid in the first place is great, but the fact that they've gone and done that at the end is just utterly absurd. Like, the ingenuity of this game, the ability to make storylines and just moments of utter brilliance like that is ridiculous. Yeah, all-time dub of a hate watch. Seriously, I bloody love that. Like, I was there thinking, please don't concede, please don't concede. The keeper, bang! Incredible. Just what an absurd way. Of course, the conclusion of that is City have made the top 8, which is brilliant. I didn't expect to make it that way with that much drama. I mean, even if they hadn't scored, it was going in, but we've got to go through anyway because they're down to 9 men. But Trubin there with a big header to get them into the top 24, keep them in Europe. It's just insanity, man. Fair fucking play. Unbelievable stuff. Anatoly, I can't pronounce it. Anatoly Trubin, like, take a bow, mate. Take a bow. Brilliant. Yeah, I thought they were going to go up the other end and score as well somehow. Get it down to Mbappe, who just runs the length of the pitch and scores something like that. Yeah. Oh, the special one being special. We did it. Either way, look, I'll go back to the actual Manchester City result now. We are through somehow, top 8. Brilliant. Thank you so much for Danny as well for the super chat. Get your super chats in if you want to, mate. I'll give your comments a good old for a deep dive if you want to do a super chat. If not, of course, your comments as usual, I'll just appreciate you. But obviously, super chats help support the channel loads, so I always like to get through them with a bit more, with a fine-tooth comb, because it's my way of saying thank you. Danny said, Ait-Nouri besides, the miss was amazing. I can't believe Real just lost. We need to be more clinical. Should have won 7-0. Yeah, I mean, if it gone to goal difference, I would have been furious. Because we should have scored multiple goals. Ait-Nouri was fantastic. I agree. I've got lots to say about Ait-Nouri tonight. We need to be way more clinical because the amount of times we faffed around in the second half in front of goal, ridiculous. That should have been 4-5-0. Is honest. I mean, 7-0 is obviously taking every chance, but you expect to take, at least 3 or 4 of them. 2 is ridiculous. But yeah, thank you so much, Danny, legend. But yeah, what a night. Brilliant stuff. We are through, and it wasn't a great performance, but given everything, given Semenyo and Gay can't play, Rodri wasn't fit, Nico Gonzalez wasn't fit enough to play. I will take that tonight because I thought City did deserve the result. We did drop off a little bit, I can't deny that the performance in the second half wasn't that great, but we had chances. Even the football wasn't great. We did create more than enough chances. By the way, we get now. We either get Real Madrid, Inter, Bodo Glimt or Benfica in the last 16. So there we go. So we're going to get Real Madrid in the last 16, aren't we? Every single fucking year, man. So we've got to wait now to see how it goes. Real Madrid, Inter, Bodo Glimt. Bodo bloody Glimt again, man. Or Benfica. Which one do you want? Who do you want? I don't know who you want there. Who do you think will get either way? I'll show you, obviously, the... There's the actual draw thing for you. I don't know how it works, and I don't know the fixtures and stuff, but we'll face either Madrid, Inter, Bodo Glimt, or Benfica. At least we're not playing 2 extra games. Bodo revenge, yeah. Absolutely, I want Bodo revenge. 100%. Guys, 200 people watching, 22 likes. Come on, you can do better than that. Let's get the likes up if you don't mind. Help support the channel. I would love you all forever. I really would do. So let's get the actual data from this game up today. So let's go through the game as we. Where are we? Well, that's Brentford, not Brentford. I want to go with the City stuff. Tonight wasn't a classic, but we got the job done, and I think we deserved it personally. I think we were the better side. It wasn't like, as I said, it wasn't brilliant, but it was enough. And the chances shown. Look, as much as we were a bit faffy and a bit sloppy in the second half, ultimately City didn't really concede any big chances at all. A couple of moments, but we were by far the better side. It was more than good value for the win. We just need to control the ball better. Like, having City 50% possession compared to 50% possession full stop at home in a game of this quality is just so unlike Manchester City. We need to be a little bit smarter, a little bit more composed on the ball. Or if not, we need to score more. I do think an element of the game, of the chaos, sort of suits some of our players. Cherki, Doku, people like that. Even Tijana Reinders, the chaos ball does suit them in behind. But I think City are at the best when they're with a little bit more control. Absolutely. And we need to find a way to get a little bit more control. Hopefully we will do. But overall, yeah. This is how we lined up tonight. Donnarumma in goal, Nunes, Kusanov, Nathan Ake, Rayan, Ait-Nouri, Bernardo Silva, Nico O'Reilly, Cherki, Marmoush, Jeremy Doku and Haaland. I really like the system. Let me just sort of try to get a lineup builder going, because I think that will be a really good way of looking at how we played tonight. I'll bring it up on screen and put all the players in place now. So obviously we had, it was more 4-4-2 than we realised. It wasn't quite 4-4-2, but you had obviously Donnarumma in goal, Ait-Nouri on that side. You had Ake here, Kusanov. Excuse me. Sorry guys, I'm getting poorly because of my son, preschool son, is very poorly. Ruben's poorly, and I'm catching whatever he's got, unfortunately, and I've got a very poorly household. Kids go to school, they get ill, and you get a billion different bugs. Who else was alongside him? I've forgotten. It was deep. I've forgotten, entirely forgotten the team. Why have I forgotten the team? Oh yeah, Nico O'Reilly. How did I forget O'Reilly? We had basically this: O'Reilly, Doku, Cherki. Then we had Marmoush and Haaland. And the way we actually played allowed... so O'Reilly and Silva were sort of like this. And we sort of played like this where... we allowed Ait-Nouri sort of to get forward, Cherki and Vingy to be deep, and we sort of did this where these two guys always stayed back. And if Ait-Nouri went forward, Nunes was a little bit deeper to sort of maintain the shape, and vice versa and so on. But we did play sort of like this kind of shape where it did allow Marmoush and Haaland to play a little bit more central. Marmoush didn't play as a typical winger, and I'll see what the average positions were. Let's have a look. But it did sort of suit City to how we played. Average positions, well, there you go. That sort of shows it there for you. You've got Haaland there. Doku, who's that? Yeah, Doku and Cherki there, very central. Ait-Nouri a bit further forward than Mateus Nunes. And Nunes, of course, a little bit deeper, but that allowed support for Bernardo and Nico O'Reilly. And then, of course, Ait-Nouri got forward an awful lot more. I would argue that was probably intentional. Ait-Nouri's a lot more attackingly gifted, even though Nunes can put a cross in. But in terms of pure technical ability and getting forward, Ait-Nouri, you want him in this pocket up here where you can see that big head heated spot there. I quite liked it. I think it worked for what it's worth. We need to be better at it, of course, but I thought the formation let us get a lot out of Marmoush and Haaland, which works quite nicely. I thought it worked. It was pretty decent formation. It wasn't always perfect, but it was enough, and he got the job done. I don't even know what score Arsenal was, by the way. Did they? I think they won all 8 out of 8, didn't they? A 4-2-2, basically. A very boxy formation, but it worked for us, you know? It's sort of like this, wasn't it? Doku centrally, by the way. Doku's the first place I want to go. Doku central was absolutely brilliant. That was an elite level forward performance from Jeremy Doku. Special. Absolutely special. Of course, he went off, unfortunately. After 37 minutes, which I'm hoping that's just a knock. But I thought he was absolutely excellent. The quality of the ball for Haaland's goal was absolutely absurd. Like, De Bruyne would have been proud of that. Absurd pass from Jeremy Doku. Haaland in behind with his second chance of the game and dinked it nicely over the goalkeeper. And then, of course, he got the assist for Ryan Cherki's goal as well. Darting past the defender, cutting it inside the box. Cherki puts it in the bottom corner. But Doku playing in this sort of central role, going that way or going that way, just sort sort of terrorising people with his ball carrying ability was really, really impressive. And there he is there, as you can see there, Doku just sort of drifting around essentially in that inside left channel and being an absolute threat. Fingers crossed he can stay there because, sadly the difference is when Phil Foden came on, he just doesn't look anywhere near as confident. Just poor, unfortunately, Phil Foden. He looks like his form has fallen off a cliff entirely. I hope he finds it again because the Foden that started the season was absolutely excellent. This sort of slightly deeper Foden that was knitting everything together, scoring great goals, playing with confidence, and right now he just looks a shell of himself, unfortunately. Away from that, I thought Ait-Nouri had a cracking game. Super chat from Danny earlier said that. Before I get to Ait-Nouri, there's another super chat I want to get to from Vasco Historia. Said, I survived this game. I'm ready for anything in life. We've had worse than that, mate, let's be honest. Seriously, how we put ourselves in a situation by losing that Bodo game was just so funny. Oh yeah, we entirely shot ourselves in the foot, but thankfully we did enough to get through. And Benfica and Mourinho doing Pep a big favour there. It was a beautiful twist of fate, of course. But yeah. We got through, and that's all that matters. It doesn't really matter how you get through sometimes. It just matters that you do. By the way, Liverpool had 38 shots against Karabakh. I just saw that, 38 shots. That's the most by any side in 10 seasons of Champions League. That's ridiculous. 38 shots. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, but either way, we got there. That's literally all that matters. And we did deserve it tonight. We weren't great, but we did deserve it. Individually, I'll go back to the lineup and how we played. I felt, Ait-Nouri was absolutely excellent. It sort of crossed my mind during the game, just like how we've got a real lovely variety to this Manchester City squad. Of course, sometimes you want two of the same profile to suit your tactics, but Ait-Nouri and O'Reilly are both such different attempts at the left-back role. And then Vardiol is very different if he ever plays there as well, which I really like. Ait-Nouri is obviously a remarkably gifted technical footballer. Like, there's no denying whatsoever that Ait-Nouri has an awful lot of ability. And I thought tonight showed his full range of skills. One bit when he went through and goal, he tried to cut it back, which he should have shot, which would have capped off a cracking performance, by the way. I want players to shoot. Like, I would have a rule. If you're 8 yards in and you're on your strongest foot, just fucking shoot, man. It's like, that would be my rule. If you're close to goal, just shoot. Just shoot. I don't really care. Just smack it. Like, I don't really care. Don't look for the pass. That would genuinely be my rule. That's what I want. I want to encourage people to try and score goals, not to try and get assists. But yeah, I thought overall Ait-Nouri was absolutely fantastic, highly technical. He was aggressive as well in trying to intercept the ball. Created a whole bunch of chances, of course, as well. He showed an assist very early on with a delightful cross for Erling Haaland, with Haaland headed wide. But overall, he was vibrant. He was intelligent with his use of the ball, and just really smart. As you can see, absolutely everywhere. One big chance created, 3 key passes. He felt like he had a couple of chances created, more than that as well. Only one counted as a big chance, but he more than did his worth tonight, and showed that for 35 million quid, he's obviously a cracking Champions League level footballer. He obviously is. He'd start for most teams in the Champions League. We've got O'Reilly's a very different way of doing it, but he's really good and a player of a lot of quality. It might take a little bit of time for him to get, to become a regular, but just hang around the squad, Ait-Nouri, and see where you go. Either way, you're going to play lots of regular football, I reckon. And I thought he was really good tonight. I thought Kusanov had a good game defensively as well. A few interceptions always was good, and Ake was a steady head. Nunes, looked really composed. What I love about Nunes right now is there's always you can always see it if you pay attention to people well enough, and if you can read people. I think I can read people pretty well. There's always a moment where you look at a player and you can see it in their face where they suddenly let go of all their insecurities and they realise that they belong. It's usually the players that have had to work really hard to get a chance or to convince themselves that they belong in a side. Like, Nunes has had so many ups and downs that I wouldn't be surprised at all if he had slight imposter syndrome. But Nunes, you can see, in my opinion, since he came back from injury, particularly in the Wolves game and now tonight as well, he's playing with a real confidence. That suggests that he believes that he belongs now. And I think conviction is everything in football. And you can always tell that Nunes was playing with this fear that if he made a mistake, that opportunity that he's got right back would have gone. But I think what the greatest thing for Nunes might have been is having a few games out and watching the team look so lost without him at right back. And Rico's a decent little lad and a great player, a great lad and a decent player, but not a great right back. And I think the team really missed him. And I think think Nunes would have watched that, probably knowing that they missed him, which probably would have helped his confidence. So weirdly, sometimes stepping back might actually help you. And as DJN said in the chat there, he looks in the zone focused, and he does. Covering his own mistakes, really calm on the ball, trusting his physicality, reading the line really well. Just looked like a really good right back. And right now, that shirt is his, and absolutely his physicality, his energy, he's getting forward, his midfield instincts coming into play at right back. Nunes, I love to watch it, and of course, I always have to say this. People think I dislike Nunes. I never disliked Nunes. I thought he was a bad midfielder and he was a waste of money at the time. Absolutely, I stand by that. But I'm always fine. As I said, I don't mind him being around, being a squad player, because I like him as a person. But he's done what a lot of great players do, a lot of great attitude players do. They work really hard, and when they get the chance, they work at it. And fair fucking play. My favourite genre of player is the one that becomes a cult hero, gets the chance, and they grab it, and they work hard, and they stay there. And Nunes is the epitome of that right now, epitome of that. He's been absolutely cracking. Bernardo Silva knitted things together nicely. O'Reilly's a decent attempt at midfield. I thought he was good. He was all right. I still don't think he's a great midfielder, but he was he was better tonight than he was at Newcastle in my opinion, playing in midfield. I thought he was good tonight. Just be able to have a player of that versatility once again is really useful. We've got so many players who can do so many different things, and it's very, very useful. Likewise, of course, Ait-Nouri and Nunes and so on. There's a real versatility there. Cherki got a goal. It was a really nice finish. I don't think Cherki's actually at his very best. He got, of course, a key pass or so. I think Cherki has dipped a little bit. I don't think he's quite at his best right now, but that's fine. But he got a goal tonight, another goal contribution, which was huge, and he was, all over the pitch getting involved. But I still don't think he's at his flamboyant best. Marmoush was lively, vibrant, but not necessarily involved that much, I don't think. We couldn't really get him into the game, and I think it was the right call to sub him off. Doku excellent. Haaland scored a really nice goal. I think what's happening with Cherki, by the way, is I think tiredness has kicked in a bit, also mixed with people getting used to him, so he has to adapt to that. What happens is, with great players, they do some great things, then people sort of figure them out a little bit, so they drag him down again. So then they have to struggle to escape again, and then people catch up to you again, and then they have to struggle to escape again. And what it really does, essentially, it adds loads of pressure, and great players, they keep finding a way to still be great despite people working them out, if that makes sense. So I think Cherki's just going through that right now, where people have sort of semi-worked him out, and I think he's smart enough to get past that and still find a way to influence games. But right now, I think he's a little bit of fatigue mentally as well as physically. He's still obviously impacting games in terms of goals and assists, but he's not quite as flamboyant mass creator that he was at the start. But I'm not worried about him at all. Haaland scored a really nice goal when he got through. Of course, the first chance he missed was a bad one, but the second one was a really, really good finish. Dinked it over the top. There's a few times where we should have played in behind. We should have played him in behind, but we didn't. But either way, it's fine. Rayan just came on, ran about a little bit. He got through with a good dart pace at one point, but didn't really do anything when he came through. Gonzalez, nice to see him back on the pitch, shoring things up. And overall, it's just, it was fine. It was a fine performance. But of course, the key thing is that we are through now. We've saved ourselves 2 games, and I'm very happy about that. Really happy about that, because we really, 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 really did not need. We did not need to be 2 more games given everything. There's the table for you. Goal difference, a +6. We just about scraped it. If it gone out tonight on goal difference, I would have been furious given the chances we missed. What score was actually? I don't even know what score Arsenal was. Did Arsenal? Oh, they beat Kairat. I never even heard of them. To be fair, I think they made a whole bunch of changes, didn't they? They did, made a bunch of changes. They made loads of changes. Oh, did they? Yeah, they did. They had Zubimendi, Gabriel, Saka, Marino not playing, Declan Rice. They won't be that bothered about scraping through. They won all 8, so they'll be buzzing, Arsenal. So I wouldn't really go. I wouldn't really care too much about Arsenal only just scraping through tonight. But I mean, ultimately, we are through, and that to me is the most important thing, and I'm happy about that. Look, it wasn't a classic. We need to be better, but tonight we missed a whole bunch of players. We missed Gay, we missed Semenyo. We didn't have Ruben Diaz, of course, Oscar Vardiol, Savinho, John Stones, Oscar Bob. Of course, he's about to leave Oscar Bob. Rodri suspended. We missed players, basically, and that would have been very useful. The only benefit of Roger being suspended is he's got a rest, which then, of course, will play into the weekend's results. Hopefully, he'll be available. Well, he will be available, but he's had a rest, and hopefully he'll be up to his best for the Spurs game. I am very tired, so this won't be the longest video because I'm absolutely knackered, but I'm happy with that. It is a good result. Not a great night, but a great result to go through. Top 8 secured. We've saved ourselves a little bit of running room there where we don't have to run for 2 more midweek games, which is huge. Because when were the actual fixtures? Champions League fixture dates. Let's have a look. I've got Jurassic Park in my head. I apologise. That's my son's fault. He keeps singing Jurassic Park all the time. I'm trying to find the fixture dates here. You guys have a look. So when will the dates be? Okay, so we've got... Yeah, there we go. So in mid-February, we've got 2 midweeks off now, I think, which is really nice. So, yeah, we really needed that. So the 16th, the 18th, and the 23rd and 25th, we'll have 2 weeks off in the middle of February, which will be great. Because we really, really, really need those weeks off, don't we? Yeah, I'm very happy about that. I'm really happy about it. So how do you decide on this? Inter or Real Madrid? Benfica or Bodo Glimt? How are they working this out then? I don't really care, I don't think. This is when the knockout round draw is. Okay. And then... Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. We'll see how it goes. Is it Crash for me or anyone else? Right, I think I'm going to end it there, guys. I'm pretty certain it's crashed at my end. But yeah, a good result. We are through. That's all that matters. It wasn't a sensational performance. There was some good individual performances in the game, which is a little bit bitty. We should have scored 4 in the end, you know. A little bit wasteful, but we got the job done, and I'm very happy about that. We are into the top 8. We've saved ourselves some